The Panthers defensive end Greg Hardy last week was simply deactivated in that game against the Lions. Tonight, a lot has changed in just a week. On Wednesday, he announced that he was taking a leave of absence from the team. He was also placed on NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell's exempt list. The team held that press conference earlier this week talking about their mishandlings of his case, and now they're just trying to move forward and find his replacement. Yes, the excitement is building. I was actually walking around the hotel today. I saw a lot of fans buying shirts that look like these. Of course, two of these teams are gone. Duke and Wisconsin, the final two left in a battle tonight. Grayson Allen averaging 4 points a game tonight. He just broke out. He was their X factor. I know everybody was saying Justice Winslow was going to be the X factor. It was Grayson Allen. I mean, 16 points. And another key stat in tonight's game, 60 of these 68 points for Duke scored by their 4 freshmen.
Ngozi is live in Charlotte. Ngozi, what a finish to this one, huh?
Exactly, Joe. This is one of those games you couldn't turn off in the final few minutes and say, it's over. It definitely was not over. We talked to Thomas Davis afterwards about that big play, the big INT, and he said he was thinking, just don't drop it, just don't drop it. It was also a big day for the Panthers rookie Devin Funchess, recording his first career TD at Bank of America Stadium. He was used to making big plays like that at Michigan, but when asked today about how it felt, he said it was great to be back in that big moment.
And Ngozi, the Tar Heels, woof, they let that one get away.
They definitely did, and head coach Larry Fedor didn't mince any words afterwards when talking about Marquise Williams, saying, look, you have to throw it to the guys in blue and not the guys in red. And Marquise was just as critical on himself afterwards as well, saying that, look, these 3 turnovers that I had, those were stupid mistakes, and he said as a fifth-year player, it just simply can't happen. You know, you can't win games scoring 1 touchdown. I know Elijah kind of touched on that too, saying he was disappointed with that, and Bug Howard saying, look, when we get in the red zone, we have to score. Their defense, too, taking a kind of a brunt of the work tonight, and they played better than, you know, they did all last season tonight. I thought that was an impressive performance from them.
Ngozi is live at PNC Arena with a preview.
Yeah, and the way the weather feels, it feels like the holiday season has finally been ushered in. And let me tell you this, the Canes got an early stocking stuffer in the month of November so far, just 13 days in, and they are riding high, earning an 11 out of 12 possible points in their past 6 games. And in terms of head-to-head in this match between the two teams, the Canes have only won 2 of the last 8 against Winnipeg, but they have this secret weapon. They're donned in their alternative black uniform set tonight, and in those, they're undefeated on the season so far. Now, I know a lot of people remember last year Virginia Tech upsetting Ohio State, the eventual champ, but a week later, you guys actually upset them. So what have you seen from this year's team that makes you think that you can repeat that win?
A lot of fight, a lot of effort.
Head coach Ruffin McNeil said the team hasn't spent a second thinking about the conference standing implications for tonight's game, but that doesn't mean that we can't, because the outcome for this one is pretty important in the East Division, where the Pirates are a game behind the undefeated Owls.
Let's go live to Greenville. Ngozi joins us with more. Ngozi.
Yes, that's right, Mark. And the buzzword after tonight's loss were penalties. All of the players on ECU and Ruffin McNeil were saying that that's what hurt them. There were 21 total in this game between both teams, and it accounted for more than 200 yards. Those are too many mistakes, Ruffin said, and it ultimately cost them. 6 picks in 6 rounds, meaning the Canes had plenty of chances to add a flurry of talent to the roster. Roy Williams listed a few key things that his team needed to do in Lexington in order to upend the top-ranked Wildcats. One was cut down turnovers, rebound, and make the Cats miss shots. And while the Tar Heels did get on the glass, out-rebounding the home team, the rest of the game plan fell a bit short. They played as rivals just 7 days ago, but fast forward a week, and UNC looking for a bit of help from Duke when it came to clinching the Coastal Division.
And Ngozi joins us with a punishment for several officials, and everyone wants to know what this means for Duke's season.
Yeah, and you knew that there was going to be something coming. Less than 24 hours later, the ACC actually did release a statement saying that all the officials and the replay crew involved in that game are suspended for 2 games. In a statement released by the conference earlier this morning, they stated that those officials committed a series of errors in the final play. Unfortunately for the Blue Devils, the rules in place don't allow for the ACC to overturn the result of a game. Dave Cutcliffe actually just held a conference call with the media saying that there needs to be something in place for when you know, a play like that happens, so the team doesn't get punished.
Ngozi live at Cameron with a preview. Ngozi.
Yes, that's right, Mark. You mentioned before the national champs. They hoisted that trophy in April. In October, they unveiled the banner here in Cameron. And now in November, the run towards what they hope will end in another title begins. And they have a new group of freshmen to lead them in to replace last year's now departed NBA products. Yeah, when they play the other guys, Duke hasn't lost a season home opener since 1981. Something tells me that streak will stay intact tonight. Everyone's still wondering who will replace one of the Panthers' biggest impact players from last season, Kelvin Benjamin. As we all know, of course, the wide receiver corps behind him, not with a stellar superstar option. And also another update on Funchess. He will not play in tonight's game versus Miami. Ron Rivera said that the team hopes to have him back in practice on Monday.
The crash injured several people and forced the Mudcats to cancel their series in Myrtle Beach.
The group is back at 5 County Stadium, and that's where Ngozi is live tonight. Ngozi, are they ready to play?
They are getting ready to play. They're getting their field ready too. The game will start at 7 p.m. as the Mudcats are trying to get back into their normal routine. I talked to one of their players and he said, I don't know if normal is the word that you want to use for everything that's happened this week as they're getting back on the field. He said that too, that this whole week's events actually brought the team closer together and formed and strengthened their bond on the field and off the field, which is one of the positives out of all of the negatives of everything that happened. Well, the offseason has been clouded with negative news surrounding UNC's academic scandal. Finally, a positive note for men's basketball. Head coach Roy Williams in the form of a 2-year contract extension. He shot a bogey-free 66 on the day, 11 under through the tournament for that win. It was his first on American soil, and with it, he also was $1.6 million richer. So he's having the best weekend ever. Joel and Heather?
I'm sure he is.
1.6 mil, not bad at all.
Not bad.
Ngozi, thank you.
A lot of teams are rebuilding with pieces and new faces. You guys are joining a new conference. I mean, this is a short and sweet answer I want from you. What does East Carolina bring to the AAC?
Second to none, a jewel.
It's a big game for the Railhawks tonight as they face their third straight MLS opponent, FC Dallas, in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open Cup, the same spot that they fell to Real Salt Lake last year.
After his second Super Bowl appearance, Russell Wilson continues to make headlines in the offseason with contract chatter as he waits to cash in.
The ACC kickoff had an air of excitement reserved for royalty, and why not? After all, college football's King, Heisman winner, and reigning champ was in attendance. What it means for fans in the area is this. For the first time in nearly 2 decades, the Braves get to lay a claim or some sort of stake in baseball in the Triangle now with this affiliation. Now, afterwards, I also asked Bobby Cox, did you get an official tour? He said he did, and the other members of the Braves organization were continuously impressed with the facilities here. He also said he walked away with some new Mudcats swag, a couple of baseball hats for the road home. We're in the middle of this scrum. It's a scene fit for a share of the MEAC conference title, which the Eagles clinched today in this win over North Carolina A&T. And as you can tell, the atmosphere is crazy. Everyone is excited. Pure jubilation here on Senior Day.
The Panthers' first preseason game kicks off in just 9 days, but before then, we take a closer look at the team's progress.
And if you think the fans weren't excited for it today, well, think again. We actually caught up with some tailgaters hours ago, and a few students, let's hope the professors didn't catch them.
This year's Pro Football Hall of Fame enshrinement features 8 members, but the event didn't come without a bit of controversy.
People are already lining up here on Main Street. They have windows and businesses painted saying congrats to the state champs because this is a big deal for Creedmoor. This is just the 4th school in North Carolina history to win both the baseball and softball state titles in the same season.
Southview player JT Walker got hurt after a hit with a Jack Britt player. And Ngozi is live at our Game of the Week in Fuquay Arena with more on the injury. And Ngozi, this is always a concern for coaches and especially parents.
That's right, and that's why these coaches, they do these special heads-up training sessions in the off-season so that they can teach the players and that they can be educated for situations like these, but you never want to see them. We actually do have a few updates on Walker's condition. His parents did confirm that he did suffer a concussion stemming from that injury during last night's game versus Jack Britt. He is being treated by a neurologist at UNC hospitals in Chapel Hill and will undergo more tests today. We also have new updates on Brandon Massey, the Jordan High School football player that suffered that broken neck injury last Friday during his high school football game. We told you earlier this week that he underwent surgery during the weekend, and he was listed in good condition on Monday. Now, new information coming out on him saying that he's beginning to take some steps, walking gingerly, which is a good sign. His school also supporting him as well. Before their pep rally today, they held a moment of silence for him, and tonight before their game, they're actually going to reveal a banner that his classmates have signed with their well wishes for him while they keep him in their prayers.